Sometimes
how the
even
fuck am I
showing
going to
deference
survive
the
this?
customs of
I'm not
newly
going to survive
incorporated
that.
peoples, such as with Mesopotamia.
Why is there
where local
15 fucking of
infrastructure
them?
was simply absorbed into the new empire. It's this policy of tolerance that would eventually make the Persians famous in the ancient world, and probably to a great extent allowed them to rule over such a diverse group of peoples. Cyrus's relatively sudden rise to power didn't go unnoticed by the other kingdoms of the region. Especially the superpowers of Lydia and Babylon. Both had treaties with Media and Astyages, a respected king, not the Persian Cyrus, who they viewed as a usurper of the Median throne. The Lydian king, Croesus, famous in future generations as an incomprehensibly wealthy ruler, confident after victories against the Greek city-states to his west, sought to put an end to the upstart empire now bordering him to the east. Crossing the ancient boundary of the Halys River to march into Cappadocia, for decades the boundary between Lydian and Median territory. According to Herodotus, Croesus, renowned for his elite cavalry, confronted the Persians and Medes under Cyrus. Ultimately, the battle was a stalemate, and as the campaigning season drew to a close, Croesus decided to fall back to his capital of Sardis, far to the west. Not thinking for a moment that Cyrus would continue to pursue him across western Anatolia, a huge gamble for a new king. How wrong he was. Not only did Cyrus pursue the Lydians, a campaign that could easily have cost him his life, but after a battle and a short siege at the Lydian capital, he succeeded in capturing and absorbing the entire kingdom as a new province in his empire.
Oh, hell yeah.
According to Herodotus, Cyrus initially planned to burn the Lydian king on a funeral pyre. Other sources argue Croesus planned to burn himself. But ultimately, rains sent by the gods doused the fire. Instead of dying, this once proud king, like Astyages before him, apparently joined Cyrus's retinue, becoming one of his closest advisors. Shortly afterwards, the Greek city-states of Ionia along the Aegean coast, once subject to Lydian tribute, now submitted to Cyrus's rule. Cyrus's most famous conquest, however, and the one that would immortalize him, was that of the Neo-Babylonian Empire and its fabled capital city of Babylon.
Do I really have to do this shit?
During Cyrus's time, the Babylonian state was going through a period of gradual decline.
Fucking hell.
It also didn't help that its king, Nabonidus, successor of the great Nebuchadnezzar, apparently spent much of his time offending both Babylon's people and its priests by neglecting their patron deity, Marduk.
Fucking hell, this is too slow, man.
Sin, the god of the moon. In fact, Nabonidus had embarked on a 10-year pilgrimage of sorts around northern Arabia to build and restore temples dedicated to the moon god. The Babylonian Chronicle tells of how Nabonidus failed to return for the New Year's festival in commemoration of Marduk, leaving his son Belshazzar to lead the festivities and run the day-to-day activities of the empire in his absence. A massive insult. To Today, scholars tend to think that when it became clear Cyrus had his sights on Babylon, a vastly rich and powerful land bordering his own, many in the city who were displeased with Nabonidus may have invited the Persians in. For all sources agree that in 539 BC, the city was conquered without the shedding of blood.
Uh-oh.
Just like his other conquests, Cyrus treated the citizens of Babylon with kindness and was tolerant of their religious practices, even masterfully portraying himself as Marduk's chosen representative in direct opposition to Nabonidus.
Please stop getting hit, man. Bro, this is my chance.
Not only absorbing Babylon itself, but all of its subject peoples, stretching all the way to the borders of Egypt. It was during this time that Cyrus famously
Dude, how do I keep
freed the
getting hit
Jews
over and
who had
over
been
and over
exiled
again?
in Babylonia since the time of Nebuchadnezzar nearly 60 years prior. Not only permitting them to return to their homeland, but helping to rebuild the Jewish temple in Jerusalem. Passages from the Bible's Book of Ezra, where the Persian king is reportedly speaking in the first person, underscores Cyrus's kindness towards his new Jewish subjects.
Thus says King Cyrus of Persia, "The Lord, the God of heaven, has given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he has charged me to build him a house at Jerusalem in Judah. Any of those among you who are his people, may their God be with them, are now permitted to go up to Jerusalem in Judah
Yes!
and rebuild
Yes!
the house of the Lord."
Okay, I'm so happy. That has to be like top 10 surely, right? That was actually such a good run, man. But the fight itself was really slow, and blowing up these hearts took so long, man. Bro, that took me like a solid couple of minutes to just get all 3 hearts. Like, they were so far apart, and this took way too long. Look how deep this freaking tunnel is, man. I had to get all the way up here. I should have gone for these 3, but I wouldn't have had enough bombs to go for those 3, so it probably wouldn't have worked anyway. I only had limited bombs. Man, not bad, not bad. I've got to figure out how long it took now, because I don't have a life split on.